Hello, all you drama enthusiasts. Welcome to the meeting. This is Angie's Drama Room, and I am your meeting host, Angie. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of Chinese dramas that have been are currently airing, and that is Love Ambitions and Fated Heart. If you know, I do have an X account, and I usually post certain things that I have, whatever I feel, or I do commentate on certain things. And I did write a thread concerning Love's Ambition. Of course, we know this stars Zhao Lucy and William Chan. Um, with Lucy, or Zhao Lucy, Uh, we know she's been having issues with her company since last year. She fell ill, and so now she's been coming forth saying that her company has been unfair to her, and so she's been doing a lot of uh, live events, speaking out against her company, and just basically trying to put her point through, rallying up the um, her fan base for support. Uh, so now she comes out with this drama, Love's Ambition. The first episode, it starts off with her um, introducing her parents, faux parents, to to William Chan, Hao Ming parents. Okay, I've seen a lot of what's been on X. I've seen a lot of spoilers, people commentating, and I also remember reading somewhere now they don't even care about uh, how the storyline, the ratings of the story itself. It's all about the heatedness or the popularity. If the story can be high popularity, so I think a lot of these people who are posting is possibly from fan sites who's trying to boost the popularity of the show because there's nothing there. It's all about fashion. It's all about her clothes. It's all about her. It's like she's doing the catwalk. Every single episode, there's some form of different clothes she's wearing. And if you did not know what the story was about, then you wouldn't even figure this out. She uses this fake parents, which I've seen spoilers, which I don't even know if they haven't even gotten to why she's using fake parents in the beginning. This is the first episode, first scene, and which I know why she's using it because I saw spoilers on X, and people already talking about the family, her backstory. That's basically what it is, because they were already talking about the backstory before the backstory was even aired. So she has this high fashion outfit on again. Her soon to be husband that she's trying to manipulate. She's manipulating situations and trying to uh, make her status higher than what it really is for whatever reason. And so she's then after the parents looking at her like, okay, whatever, and then it goes 6 months earlier. So this is the beginning. Now they go back 6 months earlier. She's working for, I don't even know what she works at. She works for a producer. She's a producer, I'm assuming, in a television, but they use a lot of influencers to sell products. So she's I guess she produces a food segment. She's trying to become a announcer, but because of her background status, she has no background, then she cannot be that announcer. So now she's flustered. Where she get the money to pay for all these clothes? It, I get it. Maybe she knows how to save, budget out her money in order to do it, but she lives in a nice place. She's not down and trodden. She's not down and out. But yet and still, these high fashion designer clothing she's wearing in the beginning, And even the maid called her out. The maid called her out on it and said, "Yeah, you got the clothes, but you do not look like money. We can all dress up, put beautiful clothes on, buy the most expensive designer dress in the world, but we do not look like money. It's just like we just threw on some designer. We had enough money at that time to throw on some designer clothes." And she called out because of her hair. She didn't think about that. She didn't think that her hair was supposed to be. So the maid was the one who had to tell about it. Basically, the mother-in-law was saying, yes, you sit here and you saw how these other women are who have money and who knows how to carry themselves. She mother-in-law was just basically trying to tell her, this is how you carry yourself. You sit here like an obedient puppy or obedient person. And she said, well, my parents taught me to blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the difference. Your parents taught you this way, supposedly. Her parents didn't teach her anything because we know her parents didn't like her. And then, oh, your grandmother, maybe her grandmother taught her, right? But yet, when you have money, you've been taught a different way. So technically, the future mother-in-law made points. High fashion, first episodes. That's all she did. She's supposed to be trying to get an interview with our male lead here, and she goes to his business. He refuses interviews. He doesn't even do interviews. He refuses interviews. He's a botanist who does organic foods. So of course she does a food segment in this studio, I don't know, in this station. And so she goes back to her job. She takes off her fashion clothes. She goes back and throws on her regular clothes, right? And they use so many tight shots of these glasses she wearing. You got big old Gina on the side, and they specifically put on her tight shots of her. She has no emotions. Those emotionless looks she gives you. Whatever she tries to do is happy, sad. She just has emotional looks. And so now she goes back. She catches a cold. She goes back to work. She's trying to get a cold tablet, get some, hot water to get it. Then her boss, supervisor, or the executive, I don't know, comes up and fusses at her and says, "Where's that interview?" And she's like, "What?" And he looks at her. "What, you trying to say you're sick now? You're supposed to get this interview, and we already got it. We have it already set, and we need that interview right now." And it's like, if the man is not doing his interview, how can she have this interview ready? That doesn't make sense. How can you force somebody to have this interview ready and you already have this time slot and you need it right now? This is not like as a paper. It's not like it's a thesis that you have to turn in. No, if the person does, you have to at least make sure you can secure the interview before you start putting it in this time slot. And so finally, of course, eventually he gave in on her. I guess brought her appeal of lying. He was curious about her, so he did allow her for the interview. So then what happens? She throws on another fashion outfit, arms out, sleeveless, right? Goes to this place and come to find out he is a Chernobyl rich heir of a high conglomerate business. And she thought, well, wait a minute, what am I doing? They take her into the meeting while he's further ahead. So they're in the same meeting area. He's conducting his meeting. She's sitting in the back underneath the air conditioner. Of course, they have the little ribbon to prove that the air conditioner was on. So she's freezing. Remember, she has a cold. She's freezing. So he whispers to somebody. The male lead sees it, whispers to somebody to turn off the air because she cold. And now everybody who is in the meeting is hot. So they're sweating. He's taking off his jacket. He's sweating. So instead of excusing herself to leave because everybody else was cold, You didn't need to be in that meeting. The meeting one had nothing to do with you. He was just trying to show off. So finally, the meeting was over. While they were leaving, everybody looking at her, sweating and all. And then so when Hao Ming goes to her, she's laying with her head in her hand on the desk. He's trying to wake her up. She's not getting up. She's faints in his arms. Now they saying was, I guess episodes down the line, was this really she was just using, she was pretending, I don't know. They go to the hospital. She get, and he stays with her at the hospital. And she wakes up, she sits on the bed, she's surprised, he's on the phone. Cut to the scene. Now he's introducing her to the parents, to his parents, as his girlfriend. What? Where did this come from? There's no build up to the relationship. And then next thing you know, that's when this whole thing about her looks and what she does, again, high fashion. She goes there, she goes and meets the mother again. The mother has her friends and she goes, sits down. Then another friend shows up. So she's looking around. So she gets up and the mother's friend sits there. She's standing in her heels and this little dress she was wearing, basically to show off the dress, right? There's a spot next to the mother. Mother never told her to sit there. So now the maid comes and cleans out the dishes and tries, and so she helps the maid. What are you doing? What's going on here? And then to me, in my mind, I'm like, look, I belong here. I guess that was the point of the whole thing. The mother sends her off to go get food, dinner, and she was like, well, don't they have delivery service? Oh, I don't like just anybody coming to my house. Nobody don't know who you are, lady. I'd be like, no, I'm good. And then told her when she comes back, she can leave because, has nothing to do with, you can leave. So basically, she just made her a delivery service. So she was basically trying to um, uh, see where she is. And that's the whole thing that the mother-in-law was trying to do. I had no problem with that, really. She needed to stand up for herself. And that was the mother-in-law was trying to make her do. This is only episode, I think this was even going into episode 2. About episode 3.5, I stopped. So I think they were up to episode 12 and 16. Basically went straight into this relationship in order for them to have conflict, get them into a divorce, and then start the relationship build up. Now from that point on, there was no relationship build up. They just went into the relationship. So at this point, this is what they're trying to do. So I said, okay. I jumped to 10. I already knew what was going on when I jumped to 10. When you go to episode 10, it shows her adult sister, which I really enjoy. I really love Wang Ping. I'm surprised she's doing these supporting roles, because even the last one, My Enemy, she was in a supporting role. And she was just coming off of being she hasn't done much of anything, because she was even in Will Love and Spring. She was a supporting role in that. So it jumped to now. Here's Wayne Ping. Went right into this little boy, who now we kind of trying to figure out if it was William Chen's or the male lead Hong Ming. Was the brother or the son? Do I care? Not really. It's just another trope that they added in here to show that she can relate to the family. It didn't matter? Not really. I don't care. So that's where the start of the story is, because I already knew how to build it. Oh, okay, I know where this story is. Okay, here we are in this point of the story. I believe they haven't yet got married yet. They started posting these interesting outfits they are wearing. And what is the point of this? Doesn't even matter what the point is. And I know the whole concept was supposed to be popularity than storyline. They don't. It was more about how high index popularity, high heat indexes they can make this story to be. Zhao Lusu, excuse me if I pronounce your name incorrectly. I'm not meaning to. She has so much controversy going on right now. You kind of was like, well, should we rally around this episode, this series here? They were trying to say how she had a lot of say when it comes to the fashion in it. It don't take too much for that, but okay. My thought is very really, at what point are these C dramas? Um, can we at least get some type of substance? That's the reason why I was talking about even K dramas lately. There's nothing there anymore. Where why the reasoning why I even started watching these dramas. Now I'm really there's hundreds of options out there, but yeah, all of them basically same storyline, different characters. And I surprised I'm talking this long on Love's Ambition, going to Faded Hearts. It's okay. I'm watching it, and it's costume drama. And coming off of Shadow Love, I love Shadow Love, and that's only because they added something a little bit different than I normally would have watched, which was like the superhero complex. So that was actually pretty good. I loved Prisoner of Beauty, and I also liked Princess Gambit. But I find now that I understand, Princess Gambit was just another spinoff of another type of drama. But because I fell into Princess Gambit first, I'm all right. So it's now the Faded Hearts is it's good. It's not the best, but I still am enjoying it. And the female lead here in Faded Hearts, Lee Chin, her age is showing. But however, I prefer the character itself to be a little bit older than these idol younger actresses because Lise makes sense with her skills and her abilities. It's kind of hard to when you have these fragile looking women, young ladies, being the general of an army. But her skills, her at least I can relate more as she's a little bit older. So here we have the male lead in here, Chen Zi Yen, if I'm pronouncing it, forgive me. He's coming off of Hidden Love and The White Olive Tree. Excellent actor, excellent actor. But he's what 31, right? But he looks young, right? He's 28, so there's a 7 years difference. But at least he doesn't. He looks a little younger, but however, at least he's closer to age. And then you have that supporting lead who's 25, 10 years difference, and he looks young. He looks like he just coming out of high school, right? But okay, but the story again, you still have a lot of the same things falling off of cliffs. We have the losing a memory. I like losing a memory, so I'm kind of that's really what interesting. I'm still. I mean, I have got to get to that point where the lost memory is getting too old for me, right? Getting to that trope is getting stale. But I still, okay. So she falls off the cliff, loses her memory. Now she's trying to figure out who's trying to kill her, you know. And then the first episode, there was two. Again, they're going back into these edit cuts are bad. Uh, at what point? Because she was in battlefield, she shoots the arrow to the lead. And next thing you know, he's in a forest saving her life, and she's running around. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then we come and find out that it was over, but then they had to go back into battle, and they're hunting her down to kill her. So right now we're on episode 12. So we're trying to figure out who. So she's just now finding out who tried to kill her, but we're still trying to figure out why. And I think because she overheard something. I'm thinking that's the reason why. I don't know. And because she lost her memory, it doesn't matter. So now he's trying to take her And then we have the princess who's supposed to marry the rival prince in order to merge the countries together. But then here we go, another trope where the queen dies or killed, basically killed because of something that supposedly happened because of the concubine queen, right? Wanted to ascend to the throne. So we still trying to figure this part out. So this is where we are. Again, I'm watching it slowly but surely, but I am watching it. So right now it's I binge watched up until 8. Then now we're on episode I think 12 or 14 or something like that. So I'm kind of watching that up until this point. But again, there's not much going on right now in the Asian drama world. Um, I love contemporary dramas. I even finished watching As Beautiful as You again. I rewatched that. I'm now rewatching Will Love It. No, uh, You Are My Lover Friend because I want the romance. I want the chemistry. I want the love. I want contemporary love. It could even be costume like The Prisoner of Beauty, but they're not giving us that. So I'm waiting now on Faded Hearts to get that chemistry between the two because right now we ain't got it right now. But I'm still watching it. I dropped Love's Ambition. There's nothing there. I'm going now. I'm on Faded Hearts, and hopefully I can continue to watch it. So thank you for watching my commentary on these Asian dramas. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please, I appreciate it. Hit that subscription button. I reached my 200 subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and thank you. Thank you for watching. Meeting adjourned.